Towson hockey and college basketball season, but it is also Baseball Hall of Fame season. And this guy's name was on the ballot this week, and of course had an illustrious career here with the Baltimore Orioles, coming over from the New York Mets. He is Venezuelan, which is near and dear to my heart. I've yet to have arepas with him, here in Baltimore, but I'm hoping to have that in a Polar at some point. We welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Melvin Mora, back on WNST. What's up, Mello? How you been, buddy?
How you been, man? Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Well, it's always good, and, first things first, you're on the Hall of Fame ballot. Now, I don't know that you think you're ever going to get into the Hall of Fame or the voters and the steroids and all that stuff, but just seeing your name on the ballot every time I see it on Twitter, the writers are now releasing their ballots. That's an accomplishment unto itself. It says you were one of the best to ever play.
Well, when you get into to the Hall of Fame, whatever Hall of Fame, you get your name up there. So be with the Oriole, I'm pretty happy, when I get into the Hall of Fame as the Oriole, and just to get in the ballot for the all around Hall of Fame, for me it's exciting just to be there, because how many big leaguers, go through the major league and play baseball, and how many people they want to be just to at least to mention in the Hall of Fame ballot. It's just like, for me, it's exciting. It's just to be there with all the big names up there, like Jeff Bauer, Mike Mussina, all the players. That like it or no, I know those players pretty good. And Mussina, I played with him a long time, and I faced him. I know how hard he's difficult to get hit of him. So it's just like when you be part of that group, it's just exciting, It's just I think I'll be blessed for that, and I'm excited for that.
Do you feel like for the voters, they get these ballots, there are no rules, right? So if I were to hand you a ballot and say, all right, Melvin, is Jeff Bagwell a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? Is Barry Bonds a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? I think as fans, we can sit here and say this guy should be in, that guy should be in. But then you get the ballot in your hands and you're in charge of it. And obviously, Melvin, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You played in those locker rooms. There were steroids floating around in lots of different places, lots of different people looking for an edge, and this becomes the hardest part of saying that guy's a Hall of Famer or that guy's not a Hall of Famer.
Well, that thing I leave it to the people, I leave it to the people, I leave it to the whoever voting for those people, because for me, I'm trying to avoid that thing, because what happens is, for me to sit down here and judge these people, I cannot do that. The only thing I can talk about myself, I'm always honest guy to play, 100% in my career, day in, day out, and try to go and try to do the best I can to try to put a good number in the major league, and that's what I did, So whatever happened to another people, to another situation, this is something that I don't really care about it. I don't really want to mention, because everybody has their own life and your own career. Everybody has to make a choice.
Do you think the guys who cheated should be kept out? The people that did have a dirty test, are they, in your mind, can they go into the Hall of Fame having failed drug tests?
Well, this is, if I tell you who can go, who can not, it's not my qualification that I have to give you, because there's a rule that people have to follow, there's a people out there that have to vote it. If they still vote it for those people, for the player, I'm happy for them, because they deserve it. But if not, they have to pay for that, and then if they did something, then it was supposed to be good for baseball. So that's the only thing I can say. But to say what I think or what I don't think, I don't think that's my decision to judge and to judge anybody,
Melvin, I don't think it's any secret. You were here during a tough time. You know, I mean, the franchise was struggling and losing some players. You came in right in the beginning of Messina. And, you were asked to move positions and to play a different position. And, I say this all the time, and I'm not, just kissing your backside here because you're on the air. Of all the baseball players I ever saw start at a position and improve every single day, you really did that, man. I mean, and that's a very, very different. People think, well, you just play left field, you play shortstop, you play third base. They're all very, very different. And for you to have taken that on in the middle of your career based on need here in Baltimore, I've always saluted you for that. And was that the most difficult thing you went through in your career, having to prove yourself in a different position that clearly when you got there, it did not look natural to you when you started there?
Well, I think the most difficult that I have in my career is to have my key and my quintuple, and to go play right from the hospital from John Hopkins to the stadium. I think that's the most difficult time that I have, and the game situation is about, but after my key, passed NICU and went through all the hospital situation. So I don't think nothing else can bother me because everything else is easy for me. Because when you have your kid and you don't know if they're going to survive or not, and you will be able to go through and be able to put a good number in the season, and not worry about if your kid going to die in the hospital and try to separate baseball from your family. I don't think anything else can bother me, and to play shortstop, second base, third baseman, center field, left field, right field, I think that's easy. I think the more difficult is just to play and thinking if your kids are going to survive or not. That's the worst part in my career, and I'm glad we went through that situation, and I'm glad I put a good number in the same situation because my kid, they're just 15, and they born me when my career was starting, like 2001.
I'm looking down. July 28th, 2001. We all remember them and the little, the little, bassinets you would bring them to the stadium and all of them when they were little. And I mean, they sort of grew up at Camden Yards as well as toddlers and little children playing there. It's hard for any of us to envision them being 16 years old.
Yeah. It's like I say, and the other thing I say is time. Time flies. Yesterday I was playing in the Major League. Today I'm retired and I'm already in the Oriole Hall of Fame and I'm in the ballot. So I think time flies, and sometimes you don't know exactly when that happened. So,
Melvin, what's going on with you over in Venezuela? I know you do a lot over there with the kids, and obviously with the government and inflation. I saw the money story the other day about deflation and the money. But you're still very, very loyal. You wore the Venezuela shirt. I would have worn my Venezuela jersey. I own a World Baseball Classic Venezuela jersey in the maroon and the gold. But I know you're still very, very connected over there, and so many more kids following your footsteps and the footsteps of my cousin in Venezuela with Luis Aparicio and trying to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, well, Luis is one of the great, I'm still connected with my country because I have a foundation over there. I still helping a lot of kids. Plus, I have my academy. I prepare players, so they can be prepared to play in the Major League. We try to training them as a big league level, and we got right now I got 22 kids. They are around 14, 15, and 16 and 17. And I try to help them. And I'm working with some university like college. Right now I'm working with Indian Hill College, and they already got 2 players from my academy from Venezuela, and they're gonna bring it to the state to play. They need to graduate. So most of the things that I try to do is try to take the kid out of the street, to take out of trouble, and then to try to turn it to play baseball or soccer or whatever. But because baseball is the sport that I play in the Major League, all the way to the Major League. So I try to teach all the players and in Venezuela, how the major league is, and what you need to get to the major league level. So that's pretty much I'm running that program in Venezuela, and it's pretty good because I got a lot of kids, trying to get into my academy, and sometimes you have to be careful who you put it in, who you not. So, boy, it's pretty exciting because I got a lot of professional coach. They're working for me, and we prepare pretty good players.
How close are you to getting anyone of the right age to get to the big leagues? I mean, that would be a big, big day for you if one of your academy kids puts on a Major League Baseball uniform.
Well, right now, I got a lot of kids that from 15 years old, they throw with 86 to 90 miles per hour, and that's something that I had to talk to the GM and at the major league level, and so they can come watch those kids play in Venezuela. And one of the group, they already went to Dominica. They signed already one. So it's kind of like it's exciting when you training then, you training then the way you get training to play in the major league. And then when you have those kids, they cooperate and they take my instruction, And what I see right now, a kid throwing over 90 miles per hour, and they only 15. So I think we're doing a pretty good job in our academy in Venezuela.
When you talk about academies, Melvin, you're from that era when the Houston Astros were one of the only teams down in Venezuela and recruiting, a young version, a 15-year-old version of you to say, hey, you can be a big league player. How much has the academy thing changed from what you found when you were a boy there, when no one was going into Venezuela? And obviously it was a different political time, too. I mean, things were a lot safer. Relations between the United States were a lot different 30 years ago. But for now, I would think there's a lot of people, a lot of Major League Baseball teams down there looking for kids like your kids, right?
Yeah, but look at what happened in the past. In 1990, Houston Astros have academy. That's when I signed at the beginning. As a free agent with Houston Astros. So it was only two academy. It was a Yankee and Houston Astros in Venezuela. That's it, and nothing else. So baseball is still for a long time. So what happened is that baseball in Venezuela never stopped. It doesn't matter if we don't have an academy or we do. So people, they're going to continue to play baseball. And I think I'm talking for myself. I'm talking for the many years that I play in the big league, and I'm talking for Miguel Cabrera and this generation. And I talked to like Altuve, the second baseman for this generation.
Maybe my favorite player, by the way. Everybody loves Altuve, right?
Yeah. And then when I see Altuve, a long time he came to my team in Magallanes in Venezuela. Nobody give you a nickel for Altuve. So what we believe in those kind of players, and that's why we try to tell the major and all the GM, in the major league level. Then there's a lot of players like Altuve out there in Venezuela, and there's a lot of players like Miguel Cabrera out there in Venezuela. But because we don't have the opportunity to send it to any academy like Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic like 30 academy over there, and I know that different situation because of the political stuff. That's why the MLB, take all the academy out of Venezuela. But Tampa Bay is still there, Seattle is still there, and couple of organizations still there. And I guess they take all the players like Toronto. They always go to Venezuela and try to trade players from Venezuela to Dominican Republic. Like they get two Venezuelan players and they get Encarnacion. Encarnacion make it to the big league. Now Encarnacion hit like 40 homers every year. So and we got Vi for the second baseman for the Chicago Cubs. He win the World Series. We got Montero that he was there too. So we got a lot of Venezuelan players. They make a lot of money in the big league. And then Felix Hernandez, he lives next to my house and where I have my academy. So, we got a lot of pretty good players there, but we don't have the same chance than Dominican Republic have because they have more opportunity because they be able to see them better because they're all the academy in Dominican Republic. But like I say, we have to go through all the situation, political, and all the tough situation we have in Venezuela. Well, we have to continue to play baseball because that's never going to stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, the World Baseball Classic starts in March, and I know in America it's not a big deal. I did see some of the World Baseball Classic out in L.A. about 8 years ago, I guess. I saw the U.S. play Japan at Dodger Stadium. It was exciting. The Venezuelan team's as good as any, right? I mean, Venezuela could come in and steal this tournament in March, right?
Yeah, they're gonna come in with a big, solid team. You know, we always have a pretty good team, but this year going to be a really solid team. That like in 2009 when we went to all the Final Four in LA, that we went and then we lost away against Korea. But this year the Venezuela going to be excited because most of the people they play all the way to the end. We got a lot of people playing the playoff in the big league, and Felix Hernandez pitched this year in Venezuela couple of innings, and to try to get ready to come to the Classic. He wanna get ready, make sure he get ready when he get here. So it's a lot of players they excited to come here to give you a good show to the world. You know, the baseball is really matter and baseball is really good. This is a great sport.
Hey, Melvin, always a pleasure to check in with you, man. I know you're traveling around with those beautiful children of yours, and I hope to see you somewhere around Baltimore sometime soon. We got to get some arepas over at Alma, man. We got to get some Venezuelan food now. They have that here locally.
Yeah, we had the arepa, man. The arepa. I see that. I was excited when I see a lot of doctor for John Hopkins, you know, came to Alma to eat. Oh my God, I didn't know those people like arepa, you know. So and that's pretty good when they see all the people here in the United States, you know, eating our food, our cultural food from Venezuela, and like our chef, they came from Venezuela, Enrique. So he and the other guy, Federico, you know, there's the two chefs. They always they try to bring in to the United States, combined with America and Venezuela food. And then when they were able to open the restaurant, I was say, oh my God, I gotta go over there because this is kind of like a V in Venezuela, you know.
I felt the same way, man.
And that's exciting.
Only thing I was missing was an ice cold polar.
They have polar too.
All right, man. Well, look, we'll get together soon.
I don't drink it, but they have polar too.
Well, I'll have two for you then. Hey, great having you on, Melvin. Hey, congratulations on getting on the ballot and everything you're doing down in Venezuela. It's really nice to hear from you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, man.
Gracias. All right, there he goes, Melvin Mora of Venezuela, of the Baltimore Orioles, and on the Hall of Fame ballot. You know, he called me, wanted to come on the show and just talk, and I said, of course I'll have you on. So, you know, it's not often we get the Orioles around here, so I put my Oriole cap on, and I'm hanging out. We're waiting for spring training in Sarasota and opening day and all that good stuff as we await NFL action this weekend, as well as the Terps, the Caps, the Wizards. We're talking about all of it around here. You can find anything you miss in the Buy a Toyota Audio of all 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear. Nasty at WNST.net reaches me. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, and streaming live on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.